Hello everyone and welcome to the channel. I'm Emmanuel, I'm an Airbus A330 pilot, and welcome to another flight with the iniBuilds Airbus A330 in Flight Simulator 2024. Today we are going to fly from Istanbul to Lisbon, and we are using two very interesting mods. The first one is a sound mod which quite significantly adjusts the sounds of the engines and the aircraft in general. The second is a physics mod which improves the flight dynamics as well as some of the aircraft's behavior. Now, I haven't really tested these in any flight before this one, so I'm really interested to see what this is going to end up looking like. Alright, now we can see that our catering vehicles are just about arriving, so I'd say that it's a very good time for us as crew to board our A330 and make our way to the flight deck to start the setup of our flight. At this point, I would also like to thank today's sponsor, Say Intentions AI. If you're looking for an ATC add-on that is capable of not just your standard IFR A to B flight, but also other things like VFR, data link, and even a cabin crew simulation, then Say Intentions may just about be for you, so make sure to check them out using the link in the pinned comment or the video description below. And now let's take a seat on the captain's seat of our A330 and start to prepare for today's service. So the engine master levers are off, start selector is on, the weather radar is off, landing gear lever down, wipers are off, and the battery voltage is above 25.5 each. So let's go ahead and turn the batteries on and the external power on, and with that our aircraft is coming to life. Now, while the plane is booting, let's go ahead and start with a quick look into today's flight plan. For that, we are, as always, viewing the SimBrief PDF file through Mozilla Firefox. Now, here's what it looks like. We are departing Istanbul and then heading across the Balkans, just south of Venice, across Genoa and Nice, down to Barcelona, and then via Madrid to Lisbon. Now, the significant weather chart, as you can see, is pretty active, so let's just focus on the high-level chart here, where we are crossing this area of CBs, but those are low-level things here, as you can see. Only flight level 280, and then we got a bit of headwind, and then finally a bit of crosswind with that area number 2, which is moderate turbulence, all the way to flight level 400. Now, looking into the airport weather, Istanbul gives us clear skies and 16 degrees, and then going into Lisbon, we have few clouds forecast. Now, we have tempo 340 at 18, gust 30, which might make it a little interesting, but I can tell you in the A330, gust 30 isn't actually that much of a problem. You don't really feel it too much, to be honest. The one thing that can annoy you in an A330 is thermals, but gusts, easy. Okay, our outlet in Porto has pretty much the same weather. Now, looking into the plan, we're leaving Istanbul at 9:45 UTC and arriving 5 minutes ahead of schedule in Lisbon. Our takeoff weight is just shy of 200 tons, cruising level 380 first and then 390 second. Now, with that in mind, let's go down to the fuel section. 32.2 is the minimum plus taxes, so 33 tons basically. The question is, do we need any more than that? And I would say no, we don't. So let's make it 33 tons of fuel, and then we are good to go. So our aircraft has started by now. Let's make sure that all those displays are on the maximum brightness, which they are already. Okay. Looks like catering is still in progress down there. Then let's go ahead and start a bit of a setup here. So APU fire test is good. ADRs 1, 2, 3 into nav. And then we can move right back into the electronic flight bag. So import our flight from SimBrief, and then let's go for our payload menu. We can import the SimBrief data here as well, and for the fuel we wanted 33,000 kilos like that. So let's hit apply and load, and you can make that an instant loading like this. Okay, fantastic. The OFP is available down here as well, and for the takeoff we're looking at runway 35 left for the time being. Synchronize the weather, let's calculate 198 tons. Config 2, air conditioning off, and calculate. So, limiting is 251.3, and we are good to go. Easy. Fantastic, so we got that stuff. QNH 1009 by the looks of it, so let's set that. once and twice, and the right hand side is already set. Lovely. So going down into the ATSU, that's just the OE menu. Okay, the rest isn't simulated yet, fine. Then FM1 A330-300 Trans 700 engine, we can delete any of those stored items. Nav database is up to date, and then let's do the init request. And here we go. Alright, so let's go for boarding, please. And at the same time, A330-300 automatic nav on go around is installed. And for our ECAM, oxygen is good, hydraulic quantities are good. Then let's cheat with the engines. Okay, oil quantity is good as well. Fantastic. Alright, flaps are up, that agrees with the levers, boilers are retracted, parking brake is off, alternate brake test is looking good, and then we can set that parking brake. Alright, what about the wheels? Okay, brakes are cold, fantastic. Great, then we are basically done setting our airplane up with a preliminary over here, so let's go right into the cockpit preparation procedure. You guys are fairly familiar with that, so I'm not going to explain every single item over here. Refueling is complete, so we can turn that stuff on. And the fuel pump's on. Engine fire test. It's looking good. Over here, everything's set. The CBR test is unfortunately not simulated, but okay, so be it. QNH is set, it's the 15th of May, and the rest over here is set. So let's set our volumes like that. Frequencies I'm not gonna bother with right now, at least. That is gonna become important later on though. Predictive wind shear, nope, you're supposed to be off. But the ground clutter suppression is supposed to be on that way. Okay, over here everything's set, and then we can go straight into our cockpit, well, our FMS preparation. Okay, so let's get started right down here. We are going from Istanbul to Lisbon, alternate Porto, and with a Turkish 4 Golf Hotel. Like that, cost NX30, flight level 380, that's all looking good. So, flight plan, departure, runway 35 left, and we got the Varden 1 Delta departure, which is this one, insert. And now for the arrival in Lisbon, ILS 02 is planned today. Upulo to Alpha. God, that thing is difficult to pronounce. Like this, and let's see, do we need any... Arriving via Ultit, do we have... Nope, but we do have PASEX, let's select that. Insert. Now, for our engine out, IST-X1, based on LTFM35 left, slash, runway heading, basically 341, and 25 miles straight ahead. Okay, store that, secondary, copy active, IST-X1, like that, and holding is in there, and then we can return back to Istanbul if required. For runway 35 right with the ILS Zulu. Okay, insert, and that's what it looks like. Looks okay for my taste. So fix info, LTFM35 left, 341 and IST-X1. Like that. Now let's go for the init page, 164.2/25, 33 tons fuel, average wind is a 43 knot headwind, And for the fuel figures, we've got contingency 0.8, alternate is 3.8, and final 2.4. Okay, that's all looking good. Then let's go for our takeoff performance, and that's a conv 2 takeoff at 60 degrees. And the speed's 158, 162, 164. Like that. Okay then, so far so good. Now for the noise abatement, we are leaving Istanbul, and that's noise abatement procedure number 2, so 1400/1400, 1900 for the engine out. We are going to use derated climb 2, as we are below 200 tons. And here we go, 373 versus 380, all the rest is looking good. So now we just need our departure, and for that I am going to use the Navigraph charts. So import from SimBrief. It's really too bad that we cannot do this on the electronic flight back. Alright, Varden 1 Delta, straight ahead, Fox Mike 026, maximum 250, above 1750. Disregard that orbit over there, that's definitely a bug. Okay, so Fox Mike 025 is checked, Fox Mike 011, Akua and Varden. So far so good. Initial climb clearance, altitude 5,000 feet. Gonna keep that in mind for in a second. Alright, here we go. So that's basically our setup completed. I just have a feeling that the engine out is wrong. It says bearing 341, but look at that. Down there it's 354. And yeah, that's off as well. So just gotta correct that. That's probably due to that orbit. Well, let's generate a new one. So, new waypoint. This one's gonna be ISTX2. That's based on LTFM 35 left / 354. It's correct now, isn't it? Yeah, it is. Okay, /25 miles. PBD point, store, sec, copy. ISTX2. No, that's wrong. Secondary copy active. Okay, here we go. ISTX2. Can't enter the holding there, but that's fine. I'm just gonna keep it that way, and then back to LTFM. Five right, Zulu, insert, and then let's go over here. So ISTX2 and 354 as runway heading. And look at that. That's a lot better, isn't it? Okay, so that looks just about perfect. Then we are done setting the airplane up here. So let's go ahead and do the departure briefing. We are departing from Istanbul, runway 35 left on the Varden 1 Delta departure. Initial climb 5,000, MSA 3,000, and extra fuel and time is showing us exactly 0, which is pretty much what we planned as well. Okay, so, no hotspots for our taxi out, except for the crossing of runway 35 right, but that's going to be an ATC problem, not ours. We just have a good look outside that nobody is landing into us. Apart from that, stop margin for the RTO, probably a couple of meters plus the toss effect, so overall I'm looking at some 300 to 400 meters of stop margin, and the SID is going to take us straight out Left-hand turn, engine out sits straight at 25, 3000. We can pretty much come back straight away. We are just slightly above the maximum landing weight, so I'm not expecting any problems there. We've got nothing special, we've got nothing non-standard, and I do not see any threats. Anything from your side? No? Alright, so that's our departure briefing completed. Then let's go ahead and start the APU, and while we are doing that, we can go ahead and grab our ATIS and then our IFR clearance. So the ATIS is on 128.85.
Advise on initial contact, you have information Oscar.
And clearance will be 1217.
Information Oscar. 0650 Zulu. Arriving runways 34 left, 35 right, 36. Departing runways 34 left, 35 left, 36. Wind 190 at 4. Cab OK. Temperature 16, dew point 6. QNH 1009er. Transition level 140. Advise on initial contact, you have information Oscar.
Alright, ATIS Oscar is on board, then let's request our IFR clearance.
0650 Zulu. Arriving runways 34 left.
Come on, switch it.
35 right.
Thanks. Istanbul delivery, Turkish 4 Golf Hotel Heavy information Oscar, request IFR clearance to Lisbon.
I'll have your clearance in
Okay,
just a second.
APU available.
Turkish 4 Golf Hotel, cleared to Lisbon via the Flight 1 Delta departure. Then as filed. Runway 35 left. Initial climb to 4,000 feet. Departure on 118.95. Squawk 3547.
Turkish 4 Golf Hotel, cleared to Lisbon via the Varden 1 Delta departure, runway 35 left, climbing 4000, departure 118.95, squawk 3547.
Turkish 4 Golf Hotel, read back correct. Contact ground on 121.675.
121.675, Turkish 4 Golf Oscar. 4 Golf Hotel, see ya. Okay. 35 left, Varden 1 Delta, 4000, 118.905. Let's put that down here as a reminder. Okay, and squawk 3547.
Turkish Airlines and the entire crew, I would like to warmly welcome you aboard Flight 1759, departing from Istanbul.
Okay, fantastic. So that's a clearance cross-checked.
According to your boarding passes and stow your hand luggage in the overhead bins or under the seats in front of you.
Perfect.
If you need any assistance, do not hesitate to reach out to any member of our crew. Thank you for choosing to fly with us today.
So prepare for pushback and departure. The APU is running, so ground power can be disconnected. We are full house, so that's gonna stay. Now let's have a look at the final load figures. So 164.7 and 26.7. Like that, takeoff weight 197.1, that's pretty much what we have calculated at 198, then the takeoff figures remain valid and the trim is up 4.6. Like this. Fantastic. So with that we are pretty much done. Then let's do the cockpit preparation checklist, please. Gear pins and covers removed, fuel quantity. We've got 32,980 kilogram balanced, seatbelts on, RDS, nav and barrel ref, QNH 1009er. Cockpit preparation checklist complete. Ladies and gentlemen, a very good morning from the flight deck. This is your captain speaking. My name is Emanuel. In the name of Turkish Airlines, welcome on board of our Airbus A330-300 on our flight to Lisbon. Today's flight time is going to be approximately 4.5 hours, expecting a smooth ride in 38,000 feet. For the time being, make yourself comfortable, sit back, relax, and enjoy the flight with us. And if there is anything we can do for you to make your flight more enjoyable, please don't hesitate to ask any of our charming cabin crew members. Thank you very much, and once again, welcome on board. Ground from cockpit. Please confirm all doors and hatches are closed, ground equipment is removed, and bypass pin is installed. That's all confirmed. Roger that, we'll call for pushback. I can't remove anything. Why? But the aircraft is stopped. What the hell? That can only be GSX. Yeah, look at that. Ground speed 5 while we're standing. Oh, fuck's sake. Well, fuck that. Let's just pretend that all the equipment is gone and call for pushback. Istanbul ground, Turkish for Golf Hotel, heavy request pushback and startup.
Turkish for Golf Hotel, push and start approved. Face south.
Push and start approved, facing south, Turkish for Golf Hotel. Okay, one last try. If it doesn't work, then I don't care, and it doesn't work. God, GSX. Such an awful piece of shit. Okay, before start checklist. Park and brake, set, takeoff speeds and thrust. V1 158, VDR 162, V2 164, flex 60. Windows, locked, doors. No, we had that. Beacon on, before start checklist complete. Okay, ground from cockpit. Push and start approved. Facing south, park and brake set. So release brakes. Brakes released. And of course it does not start the push. So brakes are set again. Let's try that once again. Fuck. In other words, we have to get into the outside view to remove the chocks, which we cannot do because GSX is fucking us. Oh god, I hate this. Absolutely hate this thing. So what can we do about this? Guess we have to reset GSX. Interrupt, yes. I said interrupt. Thank you. Stupid. Okay. Ground power is gone. Now we should be able to remove the chocks. Where's the click spot? Hey, why is there no click spot? Okay, here we go. So, let's start the pushback this way then. Park and brake is off. Here we go. Okay, ground. The start sequence is going to be 1 then 2, and we'll commence engine number 1 now. Clear 1.
Cabin attendants, arm doors and cross.
Engine 1 start.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome aboard Turkish Airlines Flight 1759, departing from Istanbul to Lisbon. Our estimated flight time is 4 hours and 35 minutes. Please pay close attention to the following safety demonstration, as it contains important information, even for our frequent flyers. Fasten your seatbelts by inserting the metal Please return your seat backs and tray tables
That doesn't look pretty, but hey. A lot more pretty than what GSX has done earlier, so not gonna complain here. Man, I gotta say, that was a pretty good pushback.
Remember to secure your own mask before assisting others.
Okay, completed. Set brakes.
Put it on.
And brakes set. Good starting 1, starting 2.
Floor level lighting will guide you to the nearest exit, which may be behind you. In case of evacuation, leave all personal belongings behind and follow crew instructions immediately. If any electronic device becomes hot or shows signs of damage, please inform a crew member. The safety information card is located in the seat.
So, number 2 is starting. The Rolls-Royce engines always take a little bit of time. The GEs start a lot quicker.
Cross 35 right, Turkish 2 Hotel Golf. 37 Tango Whiskey Cross, runway 35 right.
Okay, ground. We have 2 good starts. You're clear to disconnect. Show me the pin on the left side and have a wonderful day. Bye-bye.
36 X-ray Bravo, cross runway 34 right. Cross 34 right, Turkish 6 X-ray Bravo.
Okay, here we go.
Turkish 7 Tango Whiskey contact tower on 118.0, 7 feet.
So, the trim is looking good. Clear signal received after start checklist. Anti-ice off, econ status check, pitch trim 27%, rudder trim neutral 26%, and rudder trim neutral after start checklist complete. Flight controls, full up, full down, neutral, full left, full right, neutral, rudder, full left, full right, and neutral. Turkish 4 Golf Hotel, request taxi.
Turkish 4 Golf Hotel, runway 35 left, taxi via Tango 2, Echo 8, Delta 8, Charlie 1, Bravo, Charlie 1, Alpha, whole shot of runway 35 right.
Turkish 4 Golf Hotel, taxi 35 left via Tango 2, Echo 8, Delta 8, Charlie 1, Bravo, Charlie 1, Alpha, hold short 35 right. Okay, so Tango 1, Echo 8, Delta 8, Charlie 1 Bravo, Charlie 1 Alpha to hold short. How long can you make such a clearance for such a short route? Clear on the left side, clear on the right side.
Turkish 9 Julia Charlie, runway 35 left, taxi via Golf, Golf 3, Foxtrot 3, Tango 11, November 1, Delta, Charlie 1, Bravo, Charlie 1, Alpha, hold short of runway 35
Brake
right.
check. Pressure 0.
Runway 35 left, taxi via Golf, Golf 3, Foxtrot 3.
Okay, so straight ahead, right to the runway.
Charlie 1 Alpha, hold short of runway 35 right, Turkish 9 Julia Charlie.
So, since we are using a sound mod, a little of commentary on the sounds. Now, you heard the howling sound. The howl is something characteristic for the Rolls-Royce engines on the A330, but you only hear it in the cabin, not in the cockpit. Man, lots of lagging today. So yeah, the sound that you have right now with the engines in idle is quite good, but when you add a bit of thrust you don't really notice any change in the flight deck. So that's maybe something that the mod can improve with a future update. So we're on Echo 8 now, then Delta 8 is straight ahead, and there's also the runways. Alright. So, taxi checklist. Flight controls checked, flaps, conf 2, radar and predictive wind shear, on and auto, engine start selector, norm, ECA memo, takeoff, no blue, taxi checklist complete. So, one landing aircraft ahead.
Roger, pushback approved. Turkish 9er X-ray Romeo.
777? I think it is, huh? Turkish 4 Golf Hotel request to cross runway 35 right.
Turkish 4 Golf Hotel, hold short of runway 35 right, A330 on the runway.
A330?
Turkish 4 Golf Hotel, cross runway 35 right, approved.
Crossing 35 right approved, Turkish 4 Golf Hotel. Okay. Strobes on, right side clear, left side clear.
Turkish 4 Golf Hotel, contact tower on 118.075.
118.075, Turkish 4 Golf Hotel. See ya. Istanbul Tower, Turkish 4 Golf Hotel, ready for departure.
Turkish 4 Golf Hotel Heavy, Istanbul Airport Tower, runway 35 left, winds 190 at 4, cleared for takeoff.
Runway 35 left, clear for takeoff, Turkish 4 Golf Hotel Heavy. Cabin crew, prepare for departure. Lineup checklist. Takeoff runway 35 left, TCAS, Tara, PAX 1 and 2, off, lineup checklist complete.
Turkish 2 Hotel Golf hold, short of runway.
Okay, are you happy with the rolling takeoff?
34R, holding short, Turkish 2 Hotel Golf.
I'll take it that's a yes. Take off.
Holding short of runway 17 left, Belarus Avia 783.
Manflex 60, SRS, auto thrust blue. Thrust set. The engines again seem a little cabin inspired. I mean, it sounds good, but more like what you hear when you're sitting in business class rather than in the flight deck. 100 knots.
Turkish 2 Hotel Golf hold, short of runway 34 right.
Rotate.
34R, short, Turkish 2 Hotel Golf.
Pause of climb. Gear up.
Holding short of runway 17 left,
Nav,
Belarus
checked.
Avia 783.
Initial pitch should be 15. Looks like the physics mod did not fix that part. 10 is definitely too low. You should have 12 degrees with an engine failure, 11 if you're at max takeoff weight. Over to departure, 4 Golf Hotel. Thrust declimb 2, climb auto thrust.
Chicago 8427, holding short of 3.
So flaps 1. Speed checked, flaps 1. Istanbul departure, Turkish 4 Golf Hotel Heavy passing 1900, climbing 4000. Flap 0. Speed check, flap 0.
Turkish 4 Golf Hotel Heavy, Yeşilköy departure, radar contact. Climb, flight level 160.
Climb flight level 160, Turkish 4 Golf Hotel Heavy. 16,000 blue. look at how much the frame rate improves as soon as you are clear of the airport. That's quite impressive, isn't it? Autopilot 1. So let's have the automatics do some work. After all, we paid a couple $100 million for them. Okay.
Turkish 4 Golf Hotel, climb flight level 220.
Climb flight level 220, Turkish 4 Golf Hotel. 22,000 blue. Alright, acceleration flow pattern, flaps up, spoilers retracted, landing gear up, and packs on. And that's the acceleration flow pattern complete. So let's see, 2,500 feet a minute with D-rate 2 seems okay. The pitch, yeah, is about okay as well now in the climb. I was really just off the takeoff where it was much too low. So that's something that the mod can still improve. Okay, but for the time being, we're out of Istanbul and we're climbing. Guys, I'm telling you, the A330 is one of the best looking aircraft out there. I mean, in terms of the shape, the proportions, just a beautiful plane, isn't it? Okay, so let's ask the important question now. 1406, is that where the wind's in? Yes, it is. Okay, 7.5, so extra fuel 36 minutes. That's all fantastic. So optimum 375, cruising 380.
Turkish 4 Golf Hotel, climb flight level 260.
Climb flight level 260, Turkish 4 Golf Hotel. 26,000 blue. Alright. So yeah, we're on time, everything looking fantastic. Small comment here again on the climb D-rate, because I do keep getting that question. That's at what weight do you use which D-rate? And independent of the engine, actually both manufacturers give the same guidance here, if you are above 200 tons of takeoff weight, you're going to use D-rated climb 1. If you're below 200 tons, you're going to use D-rated climb 2. And that's it. Okay, passing 10,000. Lights, signs, ethers. And they should have the train display by now. Let's see about it.
Dear guests, we are pleased to inform you that the use of improved electronic devices is now permitted.
That's not working.
Our cabin service.
Okay.
Thank you for
I could swear I saw that one in the change log, that it should have been fixed, but doesn't look like it, so be it. Okay then, anyway guys, let's set standard already. We're about to reach the transition altitude anyway. And here we go, that is standard cross-check passing flight level 109 now. Checked. And with that, we are on our way. So for now, sit back, relax, and enjoy the flight with us. And then I see you all when we start our approach into Lisbon later on.
Hotel Heavy, Lisbon approach, identified. All day, expect the ILS runway 2 approach into Lisbon.
Alright guys, ILS runway 2. So, let's go ahead and start preparing our A330 for the arrival. Now, we have been sent direct to Papa Tango 843. I've kind of linked it up with the final over here, but obviously that VNAV result is not going to be optimal over here. Nonetheless, we'll do a little bit of manual vertical navigation and then we are gonna get there. Now, we've got QNH 1015, we're cleared down to 4,000 feet for the time being. And for the FMS, for the weather, we got 1015, 19 degrees, 010 at 18. Now let's go ahead and grab the approach chart for the ILS runway 02. Here it is. And that one has a minimum at 530, like this, okay. Now, for the approach, runway 2 is a rather long runway, however, we don't really want to backtrack, so we only take it until uniform 5, and then we have a little bit of a display threshold here, giving us something in the region of about 2,000 and a bit meters. In other words, config 3 is going to be absolutely fine and auto brake low to vacate the runway to the right-hand side. Now, looking at the approach chart, once again, the missed approach takes us to flight level 60 with an MSA in 4,000. So let's use an engine out acceleration in 4,000 down here as well. Alright, and that's pretty much it. Now we do have a little fuel here, but the weather is perfect, so we can commit to landing at destination, so... Can't we just delete the alternate? Nope. Okay. Well, fine with me, then 0.1/. This should do the job. Alright, and now we have 22 minutes extra. We're committed to landing in Lisbon, and just to be on the safe side here, I will enter a 45-minute reserve, giving us 6 minutes extra time, and then we are good to go. Nonetheless, I do not really understand why it's predicting us to arrive with that little fuel, because obviously we still have a shitload of fuel on board. I mean, this is quite the normal fuel amount for landing. Even like a ton more than what we would typically have, maybe even 2. So, we'll just keep it that way. There's something going wrong with the predictions down here, but I'm not gonna bother with that at the moment. Okay, that much about what we've got down here in the box. Let's go ahead and talk about the approach briefing now. And for that, it's gonna be your turn. So we are going to fly an ILS approach runway 02 with an MSA going up to 4,000 feet in the north, and we will do that down to a minimum of 530 feet. We'll go around basically straight ahead, climbing flight level 60. Extra fuel and time, as we just talked about. Okay, so for the approach, we are going to use flight director guidance config 3 and maximum reverse. Auto brake low to vacate the runway to the right hand side, and we've got nothing's. Actually, it's idle reverse, not maximum. That was my bad. So nothing special, nothing non-standard, and I do honestly not see any threats for this one. Do you? No? Fantastic. Then I just have one miscellaneous item, and that's the different speed restrictions. 250 until 70, then 220, and then 200 from 4,000 onwards. That's just what they do here in Portugal. So that is expected. We are using selected speed to cover that because it's just easiest to do. And that's it. Do you have any questions or suggestions? No? Fantastic. Then we're going through level 100. Lights, signs, EFIS.
We are now beginning our final approach into Lisbon. Please turn off all electronic devices and
GPS primary, high accuracy, and the start selector is in norm. Fantastic.
The weather in Lisbon is currently mild, and we look forward to welcoming you to this beautiful city. Our assigned gate is apron 14, gate 141. Thank you for your cooperation and enjoy the rest of the
Gate 141. Ah yeah, over here. Okay, perfect. So, probably vacate somewhere here, Hotel 4, Uniform Alpha, to the gate. Easy as that. Okay, fantastic. So, I told you we are going to do a little bit of manual vertical navigation here just because it's easier and because we're definitely not going to fly all the way to Papa Tango 843. What do we have then? 9,000 times 3, 27 miles.
Turkish 4 Golf Hotel Heavy. I can sequence you in better this way. Turn left heading 210 vectors for the ILS runway 2 approach.
And this is making things even easier. Heading.
Runway 2 approach. Turkish 4 Golf Hotel.
Speed vertical, speed heading. Stand the center line. Let's use Netvo. And radial in. Let's see, 023 is the final approach course, then it's 203. Is that correct? Yeah, that looks alright. Okay. Nav? No, definitely not. Heading. Okay, and with that our FMS is clean as well. Interestingly enough, distance 3,371. I got no idea why that is. But the arrival fuel is looking correct again. Well, I'll keep it that way. I do have a theory why that is. It's probably... You can see our tracks are slightly diverging here. But no, they're meeting in... Okay, no. I got no idea why that is. I guess I don't even want to have that idea, so we'll just keep it that way. Okay. I just love the look at the A330. I know I said that earlier, but such a beautiful airplane, isn't it? Really such a beautiful airplane. Okay, approach checklist, please. Barrel ref, QNH 1015, seatbelts on, minimum. Why is that not showing? Bravo 530, auto brake, low, engine start selector, norm, approach checklist complete. Okay, we're reaching 7,000. Let's reduce the speed towards 220. Thrust idle open descent. So we're approaching 220 knots.
Turkish 4 Golf Hotel Heavy, right turn heading 300 approved.
Okay, heading 300. So let's see what radar descent we are going to get here. 22 miles out, that is more than far enough. $800 feet a minute. Yeah, that's quite believable for the A330. I'm not sure if that's due to the physics mod or if that's the standard flight dynamics, but around about 1,000 feet a minute, that's what you get. Now don't tell me that this airplane is not a glider.
Turkish 4 Golf Hotel Heavy, turn left heading 190.
No.
Left heading 190.
190.
Hotel.
That's like here. Absolutely not.
Air Portugal 1454 contact. Lisbon Center on 123.8.
So, what are those guys doing?
908E, Air Portugal.
Okay, maybe it's because of him, maybe that's his attempt to separate us. But then, I'd rather stop the descent here in 5,000. Speed out still. Let's stay over him and beneath him.
Turkish 4 Golf Hotel Heavy, turn left heading 260, speed below 200 knots.
260.
Speed below
Yeah, that sounds
200
more
knots.
like it.
Turkish
That's
4
probably
Golf
the
Hotel
AI
Heavy.
trying to sequence us with that traffic over there. So, flaps 1. Speed checked. Flaps 1. And speed 200. But it is again the wrong direction. 20 miles out, 200 knots. That is slow. That is incredibly slow. Another small point that I would like to see improved is the pitch with flaps 1. Because flaps 1 only has the slats extended. It does not have the flaps. Now, if you realize what each of those devices are doing, the slats are simply...
4 Golf Hotel Heavy, 1-2 miles from Pesek. Turn right heading 350 descent and maintain altitude 4,000 feet until established on the localizer. Cleared for the ILS runway 2 approach, altimeter 1014.
Right heading 350. Descend and maintain 4,000 until established on the localizer. Cleared for the ILS runway 2 approach. Altimeter 1014. Turkish 4 Golf Hotel.
Okay, that's speed, vertical speed heading, 4,000 blue.
Lufthansa 03, Hotel.
So it looks like the vector takes us right towards Netville.
132.475.
So yeah, if we just take a moment to think about what the slats and the flaps are doing each, then the slats are simply increasing the angle of attack at which your wing is going to stall, while the flaps are actually increasing the lift. Therefore, when you go flaps 1, your airplane is going to get an incredibly high pitch up. Now, if you reduce all the way down to the S speed, you should get something about here, 8 degrees of pitch. But even right now, you should be looking at something about, 4 or 5 degrees pitch. That's a bit of a pity that that stuff isn't really working. Okay, cleared for the approach. Cath dual autopilot 1 and 2, glass slope localizer blue.
Lisbon Military Center, Ryanair 14 Kilo Lima, flight level 300.
Alright, so we have 17 miles. We're already slow, so I'm going to wait until ATC says something before we slow down any further than this.
Lisbon, Air Portugal 1350. Flight
Yeah, and then you got
1340.
the second caveat with the A330's flap system. That's when you're in config 1, it's going to tell you a VFE next of 205 knots. The problem with that, when you look up here, config 2, which comes after config 1, has a VFE next of 196 knots. In other words, if you go into the next flap setting that you can select, so from 1 in the config 2, then this is not quite correct. You gotta think about it yourself, because down here is the actual limit. That's a real A330 gotcha that can easily trap many new pilots on the A330. So that's something to be aware of. Turkish for Golf Hotel, can we descend to 3,000 feet? Okay, that was the phraseology that you're not supposed to use. Can we descend altitude 3,000, but never to 3,000? Otherwise, you might as well give us a climb to 23,000.
For Golf Hotel, descend altitude 3,000 feet.
Descending to
Okay,
altitude 3,000
very good
feet.
speed.
Turkish 4 Golf Hotel.
Alright, that should keep us below the glide slope, making our life easy. By the way, don't ask me why there are two lines down here. Definitely not supposed to be that way.
Departure Air Portugal 1350 2000 for 4,000.
He sounds a little stressed.
Portugal 1350, radar contact. Climb and maintain.
Nope, do not accelerate.
11,000.
Climbing 11,1000, Air Portugal
Activate approach
1350.
phase. And manage speed. Okay, that's better. Alright then. So, all manual.
Turkish 4 Golf Hotel, contact Lisbon Tower on 118.105.
Logstar.
Contacting Lisbon Tower on 118.105. Turkish 4 Golf Hotel. Lisbon Tower, Turkish 4 Golf Hotel. Good afternoon. Established on the localizer runway 2
Last
approach.
Logstar. Go around altitude 3000 set.
Turkish 4 Golf Hotel Heavy, Lisbon Tower, expect late landing clearance, runway 02.
Glide slope. And go around altitude 6000 set. Still not sure why it's drawing double lines down here. Something is bugging around.
Turkish 4 Golf Hotel Heavy, runway
Lock.
02, wind 010 at 20, clear to land.
Flaps 2. Speed check, flaps 2.
Clear to land. Turkish 4 Golf Hotel Heavy.
So now the flaps are coming out, and this should really give us a significant pitch down. Of something like 5 degrees or so. Gear down. And it looks like it doesn't want to decelerate at all. Now it's coming down. Flaps 3. Speed checked. Landing checklist. Ecam memo. Landing no blue. Actually, where's the landing checklist? I just saw that there are many green things, but that is not the landing checklist. But that was there before. Here it is.
Air Portugal 541 Whiskey,
Okay,
contact
landing checklist, Ecam memo, landing no blue, landing checklist complete.
Ground Air Portugal 541 Whiskey.
So around 42% N1 should work quite well. And it does work quite well. Lovely. That's of course unless you're entering some gusts like we are right now. The 330 can be a little bit of a bitch in turbulence because you got those huge wings which were originally built for the A340-300, which has a max landing weight that's something like 40 tons higher. So when you're flying an A330, you're basically always light, even if you are completely full with passengers and cargo. But that means that the airplane is always susceptible to turbulence on the final. Gusts are no problem, but turbulence, you notice.
500. 400.
Turkish 4 Golf Hotel, are we clear to land? Land.
100 above.
Checked. Looks like the voice has failed once again.
Minimum.
Continue. Okay, radar descent is checked.
100. 50. 40. 30. 20. 10.
Okay, right on the marker. Spoilers, reverse green decel. $70 knots.
Auto brake off.
Manual brakes. Alright, so that's 4 hours and 34 minutes of flight time.
Turkish 4 Golf Hotel, welcome to Lisbon. Exit at Alpha if able. Contact ground on 121.755.
Exit at Alpha if able. Switching to ground on 121.755. Turkish 4 Golf Hotel.
Okay, nice and slow around the
Turkish 4
turn.
Golf Hotel. Good afternoon. Cleared of runway. Ready to taxi to the gate.
Turkish 4 Golf Hotel, Lisbon ground. Taxi to apron 14 gate 141 via Hotel 4, Uniform 4 Alpha. Have a great day.
Alright, and with that, welcome to Lisbon. I just love the look over here. I mean, honestly, if you crop this down a little bit, you know, out of 4K, then this might as well just be a photo, right?
Uniform 4 Alpha. Turkish 4
Really
Golf
like
Hotel.
it. Alright.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Lisbon. Did you know that Lisbon is the oldest city in Western Europe, predating London, Paris and Rome? Thank you for flying with Turkish Airlines. Please remain seated until we reach our final parking position.
Okay, so left off over here. And then we've pretty much made it. Okay, start APU. Why does it think that 141 is unsuitable? Come on. Here we go. No follow me needed. Handling by Menzies.
Azores 153, request push and start.
Okay, lights off.
Azores 153. Push approved. Expect taxi.
And here it is. So GSX, tell me again, why is this not a gate suitable for an A330? Works beautifully, doesn't it? After landing checklist. Radar and predictive wind shear off after landing checklist complete. I have not forgotten it. Alright, APU bleed on and parking brake set. And APU avail. Let's wait until that changes to APU bleed, otherwise you have a good potential to break your packs. Here we go. 1, 2. Fantastic. Cutting through all doors and park. And here we go. Engines are running down. Beacon. Seatbelts. Alright, and parking checklist. Parking record trucks, brake set. Engines off, fuel pump off, parking checklist complete. And with that, my friends, welcome to Lisbon. So, let's take a moment to talk about the sound mod and the physics mod that we have used on today's flight. So, starting with the sound mod, it sounds a lot like they have recorded those sounds somewhere over here, I'd say, just prior to door number 2. Like, if you sit further to the back, you would have a lot more rumbling, but up here in the flight deck, you don't hear the howling sounds and stuff as strong as you do with the mod. Now, it's still a nice one. I'm probably going to keep it, because it still enhances the immersion a little bit, but there's a little bit of room for improvement there. Now, for the physics mod, for a version 1.0, it's a pretty nice one, and they have already put quite some work in. There is more that can be done there, and I've actually wrote a rather extensive review on flightsim.to as well, so that the creator has a little bit more insight and can hopefully make it even better. Nonetheless, 2 very nice freeware improvements for our Airbus A330. And with that, guys, I do hope that you all enjoyed the flight as much as I did. Now, I'm looking forward to see you all again on the next one. As always, be sure to like, comment and subscribe, and if you really love what I'm doing on this channel, I would appreciate a small donation through the Buy Me Coffee link in the video description below. Thank you very much for watching, and I look forward to see you all again on the next one.